Hey there, it's Teresa. Today I want to share with you how I created this card that I made for the Let's Be Mermaid swap over at PLCS group on Facebook. So let me show you the supplies that I used. Okay, starting with a piece of heavyweight white cardstock, and I rounded the corners. I'll be using some of these stickers from Creative Memories that are pretty old. As well as some pearls from Queen & Company, and here's a piece of craft cardstock that I cut out for the sand. We'll also be using a white jelly roll pen, some crystal stickles, some Prismacolor pencils with some paper stumps, some Gamsol for the pencils. Be using this Memento ink in Tuxedo Black, as well as my Ink It Up pad in brown that I love to use for inking the edges, and this Distress ink, excuse me, in Peacock Feathers, as well as a blending tool. This stamp set from Honeybee Stamps called Beautiful Life, as well as this cute digi image that I got from the greeting farm. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me clear my desk up a little bit. Move things out of the way a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper and start creating my background using the Distress ink and my blending tool. I'm just going to take and dab the sponge onto the ink pad itself, and I'm going to start off the card and slowly start pushing this ink in. And I just continue to go back and pick up some color. And I just go around the entire card until I get the desired look that I'm wanting. Okay, so I'm actually good with that right there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take my piece of sand that I cut out of craft cardstock and use my brown ink pad. See, it has like a sponge material on it. That's why I love this for inking edges. Okay, I'm just going to go around those edges there. Here's my ATG gun. Apply some adhesive down, and I'm just going to apply this down at the bottom of my card. Okay, so that's what we have so far. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on there, and the sentiment says, "Always be your own kind of wonderful." So take and stamp, "Always be your own kind of," and there's different words that in the stamp set that you can use. I just thought wonderful was a good one. Okay, so we have that so far. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color my digi image in. So I'm not going to show you the whole process of coloring her in. I'm just going to show you the basics, just a few things. So I'm going to take my aquamarine Prismacolor pencil, and I'm just going to go in and add color here to her tail. And I'm also going to use light aqua and add it here, as well as right here, and lightly add it here. So let me get my paper stump and my Gamsol. I'm just going to take and get my stump wet. Go down, and I'm just going to start tiny little circles, pulling that color out. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to use, let's see what color this is, carmine red, and add to the end of her tail, like so. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my blending stump and small circles, pull that color in. Okay. So I also used this color on her top. So I'm just going to go in here and just add it right to the center. So that's where it's going to be the darkest at. And I'm going to do the same thing. Just pull that color out. Okay. So now what I want to do is kind of make it look like she has some scales. So I'm going to be taking the aquamarine, and I'm just going to go and I'm just going to start adding some dots to this. Now I'm not doing this piece right here because I'm going to add some yellowish color to that. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not going to put a paper stump over top of it. Okay, so using sand, I'm going to add in yellow dots right here. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Okay, so I'm going to take my white jelly roll pen, and I'm just going to add some dots to that, and that kind of gives that a little bit of texture to it. Okay, so that's what we have so far. I'm also going to use that same carmine red for the seashells in her hair, and I'm just going to add color to the tips of these starfish, just like so. And I'm going to take my blending stump and do the same thing, but I'm only trying to keep it on the outside, kind of leave some of the center of the starfishes white. Okay. I'm also going to use a .05 precision pen, and I'm going to take and add dots to the sides of the starfish. Okay, so that's that. So then I would just color her skin in. I'm not going to do that. But for her hair, I used two different colors, ginger root and peach beige. And I'm going to take the peach beige, and I'm just going to start here at the corner of her hair, and I'm just going to add flick marks. Just flick it up like little pieces, strands of hair. And I'm not going to be blending this in or anything. I'm leaving this the way it is. So I'm going to the center of her hair and doing the same thing. Just flicking pencils to the direction of the hair. So, and then I'm going to use a ginger root. It's a little bit darker. And do the same thing. And I like this because it kind of looks like her hair has a little bit of movement when you do the flicking. Okay, so that's that. So the next thing I'm going to do is take one of my pearls and add it to the center of this starfish. Right here, like so. Now, like I said, I would have her face colored in her the rest of her skin, but just for time's sake, I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my ATG adhesive and load her up. Figure out where I want to put her, which right there. And then take one of these starfish and add it right there. Okay, and there's my card. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, so oops, I totally forgot to add my crystal stickles to her tail. So I'm just going to take and squeeze a little bit out. I'm just going to go around and fill this in. Just on her tail and her lower body. Okay, so now, that's probably hard to see, but now she is done with the exception of coloring her skin in. Alright, thanks guys. Talk to you later. Bye.